Restaurant Unstoppable. Inspire, empower, and transform the industry.
Came to Philly, I started to look around and I was like, where can I get a job and go anywhere with it and continue to learn and be kind of elite? So I took a job at the Four Seasons.
Okay.
I was like, that's rock star, you know, that's good. And I've trained myself. I can hang with these people. I put myself in that environment because I was like, I have to survive and I can take this job anywhere if I do well at it. And I was like, nah, I can't. I did it. And then I was like, corporate, Four Seasons.
Pretentious.
Yes, uniform, you know, like this wasn't Aimee. You know, I was like, I own like jeans and Birkenstocks, you know. I was like, I can't do this. Yeah. But I could still, I could do the shift meetings and taste dishes and stuff.
I think there's something to be said if you are somebody who spent the majority of your career in small mom and pop, chef-driven concepts. They don't always do systems and processes that well, right?
Yeah.
So it's really good to get into an organization like the Four Seasons. Is that a Hilton? Was it owned by Hilton or Marriott?
I think they're their own.
Is it?
Company, yeah, I believe.
But high standards, corporate.
Yeah, high standards for sure.
Yeah, and systems. High, like big on systems and processes, right?
That was enticing for me.
So what did you learn anything? Does anything stick out in your mind as far as how they did things that maybe the branding wasn't you, the soul wasn't you, but did you pull any of those systems?
Absolutely,
like
yes. What? I was impressed by that actually, and I and this is something I always recommend to people. You have to be in the space in your head to receive. Like, you have to buy into stuff. So I always am like, when you need a job, you know, I needed that job and I wanted to succeed at it because I want to continue to have a good career and, you know, do good things. So I went in full hog and I was like, let me, you know, follow. What I think I did learn from that is that ability to conform a little bit and to, like, you know, follow the routine. And like carry yourself in the pattern that somebody asks you to, and to like model the way they want you to model the programming, and to, you know, I had done a lot of things already at a young age where I was like inventing the show, and I was like running the shift meeting and helping people open their restaurant, and I was, you know, being the GM of an opening or something like that.
You were leading a lot, but you never really had to follow.
Yeah, so I was like, let me follow in and let me do the thing. Let me not break free. Yeah. And that was really it was a little bit of a test for me, but I got something great out of that. Like, it was the structure that maybe someone like me didn't, you know, because I didn't go to the CIA or a formal culinary school. So, you know, I throw down my cutting board and do it the way I want to. But like working in some of these environments where it's like you do this at this part of the day and you punch in this way and, you know, you dress this way, that did help me kind of see the value of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, having routine, and that's the big thing with these big corporations. It's they focus on the process, and everything is habitual and is a routine. It's do this, then do this, then do this, then do this. But when you work like that, it might not be as exciting, but everything gets done. Right?
I remember at the Four Seasons, you know, if we ever hired anyone, we always checked references, and we did it very diligently, you know. And it was kind of weird to cold call someone else's restaurant and, how was, you know, Joe as a server when he worked for you? And I was like, oh, that's weird. I just like to ask word of mouth and,
or
you
what's
know,
my gut tell me about this
yeah,
person?
exactly. Yeah, my gut. I was like, let me live off my gut. And I would learn so much from those reference calls.
Yeah, like what? What were the questions you were asking?
You know, I would just say, you know, one, it would be like, is their resume even honest? Is it true? Yeah. Like, did they work for you for the 9 months in the position that they said they did?
Did they actually do these things that they said they did?
I mean, were they a tournant? You know, were they a server? No, that he was a busboy, you know? Oh, great. Well, we need a busboy, so I can bring him in as a busboy. That sounds wonderful. I was looking at him for something else.
Yeah. Well, have you ever had anybody who just straight up lied and they're like, no, we don't know who that person is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I can't believe the audacity.
Yeah, but I mean, that kind of stuff that a corporation like that does was interesting for me to learn.
Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like big corporations attract those people because they are so big that it's more transactional. Whereas in a smaller community restaurant, like, you ask around, you know people, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm wrong in saying that.
No, you are right. Yeah, okay. I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is one of those arguments that's going on now in the restaurant industry related to unions and non-unions and cities and things.
Yeah.
You know, the benefit of restaurant unions, you know, how they would affect this industry, you know? But yeah, Four Seasons was really cool for that. And then but I wasn't feeling it. I was like, I want to stick with something, and this isn't me. I'm not like, you know, in my best excellent self. And Steven Starr was rising restaurateur in Philadelphia area. He's a guy that was in the music industry, and he had an awesome vibe, and he had maybe 2 restaurants at the time when I was working at the Four Seasons. You know, he's got like 40 now. He was running an ad and looking for GM for his 3rd restaurant, which was going to be called the Blue Angel or L'Ange Bleu. And I responded to that, and then I went and I met with him, and it was like, you know, I was like, I relate to him. This guy, you know, different than me, but I got him. You know, I was like, the way he thought, the creative, I was like, and he was very like willing. He's like, what do you know? You know, he wanted to hear about ideas. He wanted someone with a voice, and that was always my thing. I like to hear people's voice. He wanted that from me, and it was a kind of a click. He's like, I need someone like you. I left the Four Seasons and I went on to work with Steven.